Hello again. It's time for us to have a little chat. It's come to my attention that yesterday's video about my new website, fantasticdreamsbooks.com, had one teeny tiny little error in it. But before we get to the real source of tonight's topic of conversation, let's go over this again. Let's make sure we get this nice and focused. There we go. Okay. www.fantasticdreamsbooks.com. Notice dreams spelt with a Z. Check or money order, Russell Andresen / author, P.O. Box 73650, Noonan, Georgia 30271. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, for those of you who have never watched me before, my name is Russell Andresen. I am the author of A Crude World, which is a nonfiction book about the life of commodities traders on the New York Mercantile Exchange, where I worked for 14 years. This is a pulling back, tell-all behind-the-curtain tale of the corruption, drug abuse, sexism, racism, thievery, anything you can imagine. Unlike the book The Asylum, which was written by a woman who never stepped foot on the floor one day in her life, but rather was given a pass by a friend on the floor so that she could write basically, I guess, around 300 pages worth of crap. Second book that I have is my dark comedy called The Queen and I. This is a dark comedy following the life of a successful Broadway playwright who finds himself at the mercy of an eccentric billionaire who he decides not to ghostwrite for, who ruins his life, his career, and leaves him with no prospects. So he leaves the big city behind to go to a cabin in the woods where he realizes that the house he is living in is haunted by the ghost of a 1920s drag queen who wants to help him write the next big thing. All the while, though, our hero is being hunted by a sadistic madman with musical aspirations of his own. And finally, my very first book, Are You Kosher? Memoirs of a Jewish Vampire. A full frontal assault on political correctness. Not for the faint of heart in any way, shape, or form. This follows the life of a 6,000-year-old Jewish vampire who is discussing his observations and experiences with humanity, and he holds nothing back, believe me. There will be more to follow on those and more videos to come. The topic of conversation tonight, though, is book reviews. Some of you may have watched my first book review, which I felt fitting considering it's been the talk of the summer, of Go Set a Watchman, which I gave 3.5 stars to out of a possible 5. I enjoyed the book very much. Please, by all means, don't take that as an excuse to say, oh, he didn't like it. I gave To Kill a Mockingbird, which is one of the most perfect books ever written. I gave that 4.5 stars, but we'll discuss that when I do that review. Tonight, however, we're discussing a new, well, I shouldn't say new author because he has been around for a while. But for me, he's a new author because I recently discovered his books. I never fancied myself as a fan of the thriller. Oh, look at that. I read Tom Clancy. I read The Hunt for Red October. I loved it. I thought it was an awesome book. I own The Panther by DeMille, which I have not gotten to yet. It is on my long list, believe me. Tonight, I am introducing you all to Brad Thor. This is Mr. Thor's first book, The Lions of Lucerne. This book had me from page 1. I found myself being jealous of this man. What Brad Thor is able to accomplish in his writing is something that I can only dream of. He has a knowledge of locations, of equipment, artillery, devices used for espionage that I can only wish to have the patience to take the time to study and learn. If I had that kind of knowledge, this is the style that I would myself write in. His dialogue is spot on. This book is testosterone through and through. I'm not saying that a woman would not enjoy this book. I truly believe that anyone with an open mind and a love for reading will absolutely love this man. This is one of my new favorite authors. I am totally, completely sold on Brad Thor. The basis of the story is our hero, Scot Harvath, former Navy SEAL, now Secret Service agent, who serves on White House detail guarding the president, is in Utah, where the president and his daughter are on a ski vacation. Scott is minding the affairs of the daughter, while another group is guarding the president. At this time, an ingenious plot that reaches to levels you cannot even imagine is launched while the president is separated from his daughter to kidnap the president of the United States. And Harvath is the only one of the Secret Service detail left alive, and is now the prime suspect. We all know that he is innocent. He knows he's innocent. We are just left wondering the entire time, how is he ever going to prove that he is innocent? And more importantly, is he ever going to find the president? I'm not going to tell you that. You're going to have to read the book. From the very first page of The Lions of Lucerne to the last page, I was left saying to myself on multiple occasions, holy crap, or wow, didn't see that coming, or how's he going to get out of this one? This is James Bond on steroids. This is Tom Clancy as Tom Clancy wishes he could be. That's how highly I think of Brad Thor. So, in my opinion, obviously since I gave To Kill a Mockingbird 4.5 stars, I can't, in all good conscience, give The Lions of Lucerne the same rating. But you want to know something? Now that I think about it, I'm going to have to do something that I have never done before in my life. I am changing one of my ratings. I am going to give To Kill a Mockingbird a 5-star rating, which is the highest rating I can give any book. And there is only one other book that I can think of that I will give a 5-star rating to, and we will get to that book at another time. But this book, by Brad Thor, The Lions of Lucerne, was so good that this earns a solid 4. And the only reason why I'm giving it a 4 is because I've read more than just The Lions of Lucerne, and we will cover those at another time. But until next time, my friends, I hope you enjoyed this brief little look into the mind of an author, an indie author. It's very important that you support us indie authors. Okay? The established publishing community has done its damnedest to keep very talented writers down while allowing crap like the stuff of whatever her name is, E.L. James and Stephanie Myers to be published, and whatever other crap they can cram into the shelves of a Target or into a Kroger so that lonely housewives don't feel embarrassed about buying smut and other forms of garbage. Support your indie authors. Remember, Are You Kosher? Memoirs of a Jewish Vampire, The Queen and I, and A Crude World, all by Russell Andresen, all available right there at www.fantasticdreamsbooks.com. There is all the information that you need. The information for contacting me to get yourself an autographed and personalized copy of any or all of the books is there. And I hope you really enjoyed this. And I highly, highly, highly recommend that you check out Brad Thor's The Lions of Lucerne as soon as humanly possible. I guarantee you, once you read this one, you will not be able to wait to pick up the sequel, because it is a running storyline. That's it for tonight. Until next time, my friends, good night, good luck, and God bless.